Hi everyone, Elle here, and today we're going to read about Brittany T. There she is, 35 years old, missing from Brookfield, Massachusetts as of January 10th. So what happened is Brittany evidently went for a walk. It was evening of January 10th, went for a walk and never came home. Now, of course, the people close to her are very worried. They say this is not like her to just disappear. So we're going to do a little bit of reading and see what we can find out. It appears that the police have been searching for her. In fact, they've searched water, lots of ponds. They've searched woods. They've searched some marshland. The family and her boyfriend are being very cooperative. And everybody says this just isn't like her, that she would just disappear like that. They also seem to say she had quite a sunny demeanor. Nobody's mentioned any sort of depression or anything. Now, I haven't read a whole lot on her. So, if you have found something like that, let me know. You can put it in the comments. But that it, overall, I'll just say there's not a whole lot on her that I could find. I was hoping to even find like home videos or something. Because sometimes when I hear the people's voices, it helps me to feel a little more connected with them when I do these readings. And I couldn't find that. Of course, I didn't search extensively, but let's just go ahead and ask our usuals. We'll try to figure out what's going on. We're going to ask the foul play. Did she wander off? Did she get hurt or something and couldn't come home? Does somebody have her being held against her will? All of the usual stuff that could happen in situations like this. So give me a second just to focus on Brittany. Brittany T, 35 years old, Brookfield, Massachusetts. We're going to ask first thing foul play because I know that's on everybody's mind. And unfortunately, things like that do happen. So let's see about foul play with her. Foul play with Brittany. So right away, I have two cards. I have the Nine of Pentacles and the Judgment card. So Nine of Pentacles is a card about an independent woman, and it appears Brittany was. I don't know if she was married. No, she wasn't because she had a boyfriend. So she was an independent woman. It does appear that something captured her fancy is the way all this is jumping out to me, just like that bird captured this woman's fancy. I do feel that something captured her fancy, if you will. That was the first thing I got from this card. And that Brittany liked making her own decisions is what I'm also seeing. That she liked kind of doing her own thing, making her own decisions, not being trapped by anything. Being in charge. I do feel like she liked that. She liked to be in charge. Now, I don't like the Judgment card right next to it because Judgment sometimes can lead to, can be a card that signals being called home. I don't like that when I see a card, single woman, that like making her own decisions and then being called home. Sometimes this can even stand for multiple people being called home. So, sometimes people, you're not the first one that they have done something to. Now, let's hope that's not it. It also could be just judgment because that is a judgment card. And it could be just a single woman making a judgment that wasn't in her best favor, that didn't maybe have the best outcome. But let's read. Those are our first two cards. So we haven't gotten far in this reading at all. For foul play, I am a little worried because what I see is a woman out being independent, which she was that night, walking around at night by herself. Unfortunately, in our world, that's not always a safe thing to do, which is really sad, but we all know that. And the Judgment card makes me a little nervous. Judgment card makes me a little nervous. Let's see about left on her own and doesn't want to be found. Remember Kendall Land? That was his case, and the cards told us that was the case with him. So let's see what we get for Brittany T. People don't think that's the case for her, but let me concentrate on that. Leaving on her own. Tell us about Brittany T leaving on her own. All right, so we've got cards right in here. Let's see what we get. For Brittany T leaving on her own. Yeah, not wanting to be found. Does happen. All right, tell us about Brittany leaving on her own, not wanting to be found. That's this card right here. Well, that's the Queen of Pentacles. Again, this is somebody who's got, you see how this person's fixated on this, well, this is a pentacle. And we also had the Nine of Pentacles where she was fixated on that bird and being independent. This person's fixated on kind of making her own money. This is the Queen of Pentacles who likes to have things structured, is what I see. She likes to have goals. And for a card for her being left on her own, I mean, I would say only if there's some sort of money involved. It seems to me that she had something in mind that night that she was going to do, that she was almost fixated on doing. And I do believe she liked to make her own money. It almost feels like there was some sort of money goal, endeavor. Let's read a little bit more. I'm not sure she left on her own. I do see somebody who likes to be very independent, though. I think it's just telling us more of her story. We're going to watch it unfold and see what else we get. The next card did she fall down a, I don't know. Did she get her foot trapped somewhere? Did she, she wasn't able to get home. She got hurt, something like that. I try to think of all the scenarios which would stop somebody from getting home. So was this an accident? Let's just ask that. Some sort of accident that stopped her from being able to come home. Brittany T. And some sort of accident that stopped her from being able to come home. Brittany T. and some sort of accident stopped her from coming home. Well, I don't like that. We've gotten a few cards I don't like already, and we just started this reading. This is somebody walking. Right away I feel like she walked through some woods. This is getting through some area that's kind of difficult to get through. I got this card once when a dog broke through a fence and, it like pushed its way through. I don't like what I'm seeing here in the Ten of Swords, guys. And I don't like the Judgment card. So far, we've had two cards come up that are signaling that something may have happened to her that was not good. As an accident, I do feel that she may have gone somewhere that was not the best terrain for her to be going through. But yeah, I don't like this Ten of Swords at all. It does look like potentially it could have been something along those lines. We are going to ask if somebody else was involved in her disappearance. I do see her wanting to do things independently and sort of fixated on a tangible thing, which would be either a person, a house, money, a job, stuff like that. She looks really fixated on this thing that night and getting to it, but it seems like getting to it caused harm. All right, let's ask about someone else being involved. Brittany T. Tell us about somebody else being involved in her disappearance. So right away, I got cards right up here at the front. Somebody else being involved in Brittany T's disappearance. Accident doesn't look good. Brittany T. Somebody else being involved in her disappearance. And we've got two cards for this. Again, I don't love the cards I'm getting for this girl. They're not good at all. This is my Nine of Cups. If you know my reading style, this card can signal that water may have been involved. I also did not like this Ten of Swords, which we saw somebody harmed next to water. And then, the world can be a taken out of this world card. So it does look like somebody else was involved. I don't like what I'm seeing here at all. Yeah, I'm not getting good cards for this girl. So far, I've got 3 cards that signal of a bad ending. And it looks like a man possibly was involved. Possibly. Water, possibly. If not a man, it's standing for water. Maybe both. We are just going to go ahead and ask about water because police are searching water, so I don't feel bad asking about water because, you know, they've already put the message out there that, hey, this girl could be in the water. So to ask is already something that, you know, the family knows they're looking at water. So as we know with, which girl was it that went in the lake? Kylie Rodney, was it? And police searched and they said, no, she's not in the water. And then was it Adventures with Purpose? If I'm remembering correctly, went and searched the water and she was there. So just because the police have searched the water and did not find this girl in the water doesn't mean she's not in the water. Keep that in mind. Let's ask about water. And there's certain cards that signal water. I'll let you know if I've got one of them. I've already given away one of those cards, which is that 9 of cups up there. So let's see. Brittany in water. That 9 of cups also can be a man hiding things. This is Page of Swords. Now, Page of Swords is not necessarily a water card to me. Not actually at all. It's a planning card, really. A person trying to do something that they are not quite equipped to do. We saw that up there in that possible of an accident thing. Trying to be standing up to a challenge that they're not quite strong enough to meet, but thinking they can. You know, it's like the little guy trying to be the big guy. And so I see her doing something that was sort of putting her in a dangerous situation, to be honest with you, and thinking she could handle it. You know, it's like that dog breaking through the fence. One of those dogs was didn't make it home, you know, and they just think they're doing something that's, you know, at that point they were just following their instinct to roam. And I just feel like she did something thinking she could handle this, and she wasn't able to. And it was something she did independently. I'm not saying she's in water. Let's ask about woods, because they were searching woods. This is why I'm asking. Is she in the woods where police were searching? Tell us about Brittany being in the woods where police were searching. In the woods where police were searching. Tell us about her being in the woods where the police were searching. Well, that is the 6 of Swords. I almost feel like she moved beyond the woods. I do believe there was water beyond the woods, which is weird because we had that 10 of Swords, which she was next to the water. So there does seem to be some sort of water element, but I don't know if she was in the water. I'm seeing air. Swords are air. I feel like maybe she's close to water. Not too far from water. I did not see her in the woods, though, either, to be honest with you. I see like she moved further. That's what I'm getting. She moved further. Maybe was taken further. Moved further, was taken further. It's like she tried to do something that she thought she could do. Wasn't good for her. Let's talk about marshland. So we've got, we didn't quite get water and we didn't quite get woods. We got all this kind of being out in the air and thoughts. Let's ask about marshland. Is she in marshland? We're also going to ask if she's indoors somewhere. Marshland. Tell us about her being water and woods, I guess marshland is, right? A little combination of both, which we saw potential for that. Tell us about her being Brittany T, being in marshland. I do not like the cards I'm getting for Brittany T, guys. So far, we've got Judgment, not a good card. Ten of Swords, not a good card. The World, not a good card. That Nine of Cups can signify I'm being hidden. And now we've got the Four of Swords, which do I need to even explain? It's guy lying on a coffin. I don't like the cards I'm getting for her. And we've got Three Swords. So the swords are telling me out in kind of open air. Um, yeah, yeah. But close to water is the impression I'm getting from this. I think they need to search more outside, is what I think. Let's ask about indoors, though. Indoors, is she indoors? It's like she may have tried to cut through the woods. Let's ask about indoors. Indoors, Brittany. Is she indoors? Brittany T. Tells about her being indoors. No, that is an outdoor card. She was traveling outdoors, so that's the Knight of Wands. I do feel like she traveled like through woods, but isn't quite in the woods. Something of that nature. It's field, maybe. Hmm. Let's just ask, where is she? So, where is Brittany? Please give us a card that depicts the area where she is. Where is Brittany? And next, we are going to ask about closest known landmark. But right now, we're asking where she has a card that depicts the area around where she is. Where is Brittany T? Oh gosh, guys, this is like a really not a good reading. Now we've got the Tower. We've got Judgment, Ten of Swords, the World, the Four of Swords, and the Tower. I don't know if besides death there's any possible worse cards I could have for this girl. It's really, I'm sorry, but not looking good for her. Tower, I think I got that when was a Summer Wells card too. I don't know if I need to even explain it. I kind of like that Four of Swords. You look at them, and these people are basically falling not good at all. Um, Calamity. This is a card of things happening very quickly. And, think of like Twin Towers and what happened there. It's like something happens so fast and you're swept off your feet and you can't catch your breath and it's just pure calamity. That's what I'm getting. And it's not a good situation, unfortunately. I don't love this reading. Let's ask for the closest known landmark, because at least maybe that will help. I don't know. Maybe somebody around there is searching for her. Closest known landmark that this will make sense to. Closest known landmark to Brittany T. Closest known landmark. Did get a lot of swords, which are air cards. It's like kind of being out in open air. Closest known landmark. So a structure, a building, a physical landmark, something. Closest known landmark. Okay, we're getting two cards with this. So these are probably not going to make sense to me, but they might to people that live around there. So four of them, four of swords, Four of wands, and then Nine of wands. Both of these with the wand can denote area by woods. This can very well be a wedding card. So where do people have weddings or get-togethers around that area? Because it seems like there's an area that there's a castle even in the background of this. So up on a hill, an area where people may gather to celebrate. And with the Nine of Wands there, it's also an area where people aren't supposed to be otherwise. You know, like it's an area that you're supposed to like pay to get in or rent the building, or is it privately gated? Um, it's an area where somebody doesn't want you there. It's almost like she went through woods on an area where she wasn't supposed to be. There's this like this person protecting it. Could be protected property. Sometimes I get this when it's like state land that's protected, or a private property. Yeah, private property. Protected area. People don't want outsiders there. You kind of look at this guy's face. He's sort of protecting the area. He doesn't want people wandering around. He wants to keep people out. And yet, there's an element of this being able to be like accessed by people, because we have that Four of Wands. Well, I will leave this with anybody who knows that area. Of course, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because I don't know that area. All right, let's ask if she'll be found. Don't love the cards I got for Brittany T. Will she be found? Will Brittany T be found? Will Brittany T be found? That's the Page of Wands and the King of Swords. I got two cards on there. I think it really needs a lot of inspection. I don't know if it's not going to be till spring, to be honest with you, because it looks like on that Page of Wands, that's when things are starting to grow. It's like there's just little buds coming out on that wand. So maybe when the trees start to bud. I do see King of Swords being a detective. Somebody on the case, could be cop. I feel almost like detective. It makes me think of she'll be found by a male for sure. Not right now though. It's like going to be a little while, I think. It's just going to be a little while. I think she will eventually be found. I'm going to ask for a little bit of clarification. It looks like she will so far. Tell me a little bit more about her being found. I think she'll be found by a male investigating the case. Tell me more about Brittany being found. Brittany T being found. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about Brittany T being found. And that is the Eight of Cups. And that's somebody like walking out in the night, which she was. I don't know. Did she take a shortcut? You know, did she go through somewhere that wasn't exactly safe, but she thought for some reason it would be? That's kind of the vibe I've got from this. Like she went somewhere that wasn't with her an intent to go somewhere that she had with that Queen of Pentacles. She had this like fixation on doing this thing or seeing this thing. It's something tangible. Going to this place, but she took a risk to go there. That's what I don't understand. It's like the whole what was that? Was hurt and unable to contact home. It just looks kind of bad. Looks kind of bad there. And then somebody else being involved in her disappearance also looks bad. So like a guy kind of hiding, covering things up. But I do feel like out in the elements, we saw that in the Page of Swords, the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords. Swords are important, and they're air signs. And then we've got the Knight of Wands is also being outdoors. She's not indoors. Where is she with the Tower? I just feel like something unfortunately bad happened to her. I do think she'll be found, but it's not going to be for a little while. Not going to be for a little while. The closest known landmark. We had that Four of Wands and Knight of Wands, so I don't know if there's a wedding area, church, function area, place people can rent out somewhere around there. I don't know, guys. I just don't know about this. Somebody may have even given her a ride, possibly, with that Six of Swords. It just doesn't look good at all. I just don't have a good feeling from the cards about this Brittany whatsoever. I feel like for some reason she took sort of a risk and went in a direction she shouldn't have gone in. Not that it's her fault, but then something happened because it was risky. And something happened, and there's some guy trying to sort of like cover things up, or she's hidden somehow, and the guy is just denoting this hidden aspect, and it wasn't a man that actually hit her, but a hidden aspect there. It definitely looks like accidental something over here, but then we've got this guy, so I'm going back and forth with, was it an accident, like she went to an area where she shouldn't have? You know, accident can mean a lot. Accidents can be external or they can be planned. I don't want to say that, but you know, it is true that we have had that happen where people unfortunately don't want to be there anymore. And I'm not saying that's the case with her, but I am getting kind of a weird vibe with an accident and then also this situation where kind of being hidden and taken out of the world. So I don't know. It's not a good reading. I don't know what to say. Um, you know, you always hope for the best. You always hope she'll be found. But I don't like what I'm seeing. I would look close to water, but out in the elements, out in the air, because I got lots of air cards right here. I do think a guy's going to find her, though. Detective finding her. Won't be for a little while, though. And it's like she went. She cut through some area she wasn't really supposed to be. And at night, it just doesn't make any sense. But where in the world did she want to go that night? That's where they need to investigate, because she went through or took some sort of risk that night. Could even been getting in somebody's car. It's possible because we do have that Six of Swords. But definitely took some sort of risk that tried to get through somewhere in a way that wasn't the best situation. All right, well, I wish I had better news on that one, but I'm not seeing the greatest cards here. That's the truth. So I hope that Four of Wands and the Nine of Wands is helpful somehow. These were the cards that talked about where she can be found, closest known landmark. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.